Hello, my name is Carolina Oliveira Santos and I'm a teacher at Polytechnic of Porto Alegre. Today we're going to talk about the marketing mix. The marketing mix is a set of controllable variables that influence the way consumers respond to the market. It consists of what the company can do to influence the demand of its products, aiming to reach the desirable level of sales with its target market. Companies have to make sure that they have the marketing mix that the consumer wants to buy, because it's the consumer that makes the company. The four elements can be mixed according to the company's strategy, having in mind their target consumers. For each target, there is a perfect marketing mix. There are some of the considerations to be taken into account when defining the marketing mix policy of a company or an organization. It includes the development and coordination of the activities involving price, product, distribution, and communication. When considering the marketing mix policy, ask yourself these questions, and that can help you to decide on what marketing strategy you want to choose. So let's talk about the product. A product is everything that can be offered to a market to satisfy the customer needs or desires. It has to be created according to the target that your company chooses to work, and it has to be according to the consumer's needs or desires. It is necessary to know your target consumer so that the company can develop a product according and to meet the needs of the consumers. The process is to understand the consumer's needs and desires, to choose and develop products that can satisfy those customers within the limits of their resources, to develop a program to explain the consumer's benefits of the product and to ensure that the product reaches the consumer's hands. To define the mix of the product of a company, there are several key decisions to make, like the portfolio, its design, and the characteristics that associated services. Here you have a table to help you understand a little bit more about the product and its relationship with the consumers. One of the other elements of the marketing mix is price, and the price is the amount of money that costs a product or a service. It is the financial effort that the consumer is able to make in order to have the benefit of the product or service. There are a number of methods to determine price, but perhaps the most common is to add to the fixed costs per unit the variable costs and then add a percentage to profit. Another way to fix price is to follow the price leader. A newcomer to the market should keep some distance from the leader with a lower competitive price. The price is influenced by a large number of forces, such as demand, customer value, competition, objectives, ethics, regulation, psychological price, cost over the product life cycle. You have to be assured that your customer may afford your product. With a new product, you have two choices: skimming, launching a product at a higher price to reach the segment of the population willing to pay for it. Or the other option is penetration, conquer the market immediately with a low price to quickly create an effective demand for the product and conquer the market. It's up to you to choose according to your target consumer, which is the best strategy. For an existing product, you can decide based upon the cost, the competition, the demand, or you can make a promotional price. Now we're going to talk about the third element of the marketing mix, that is promotion or communication. And to communicate is to put in common product, service, ideas, thoughts, experience, anything you want to share with others. So we can say that communication is a form of interaction between two distinct beings, and the support of this interaction is the exchange of information. Communication happens whenever there is more or less elaborate interaction in all forms of life. We can say it's an interaction project. We must share the same language with fully understanding of symbols and meanings. We say man is the point of departure and the point of arrival of all communications, because in a company it's always a person that starts the process of communication with the target consumers. Communication is a sharing action of experience, opinions, ideas, feelings, attitudes, perceptions, values and beliefs, in a process of continuous interaction with feedback that in companies can be reflected in sales. Don't forget that consumers do not buy physical products or service, they buy benefits. So while you are communicating to your target, make sure that you make it very clear on what those benefits are. Managing communication is critical to a company's strategy to reach its audience most effectively. Here you have a table to help you consider your communication process based upon Lasswell model of communication. What to say, to whom it is addressed, how, through what media are you going to say it, and what's the best time to do it. So, like the product and price, communications is another form of direct or indirect strategy action by a company over its market. However, many companies still think that communication is a cost. That mindset has to change because although there are risks involved, communication is an investment that will bring return. For your communication strategy, please consider your objectives, your budget, your message, and what media you want to use. You can use the communication tools both on traditional and on digital media: advertising, promotion, publicity, public relations, sponsoring, edition, or marketing direct. This table helps you to choose which tools are better according to the products that you are selling and to the type of the consumer's buying plan. To sum up, in your communication strategy campaign, you should consider who should receive the message, what actions per audience are desirable, how the budget should be managed, and how you assess your campaign. The last element of the marketing mix we are going to talk about is distribution or placement. It is considered distribution any place that puts in contact the consumer with the product or service. The definition is the physical location of the point of sale, whenever it exists, and which involves the logistic components of handling, transport, and storage of products. Distribution contributes to the company by adding value to the product or with service with physical distribution, information, customer service and support, credit, promotion, and risk sharing. Distribution is established as a partnership between companies to facilitate the buying experience for the consumer, and it requires very good planning. When choosing the type and number of distribution channels to use, strategic marketing decisions taken regarding the type of market, product type, objectives to be achieved in terms of volume and profitability. The distribution objectives are defined to maximize revenues, minimize costs, and fully satisfy the end customer. There are different levels of distribution channel. The smallest one is the direct channel from the producer to the consumer. The larger one is the agent channel, and it's usually used in international business. In between, there are the most common ones, the retail or the old chain channels. This table, you have the difference of direct and indirect distribution. Consider that in direct distribution you have full control but all the expenses, and in direct distribution you have to consider the margin that you have to pay to all the interest parts. You also have to consider the type of products that you have to sell. If you have low cost and high use products, you should choose intensive distribution. If you have a product with high quality price ratio, maybe more appropriate to choose from selective distribution. But you have a product that is very exclusive, usually not bought very often, the most appropriate form is exclusive distribution. This table will help you to choose what type of distribution is more appropriate to your company. An important idea to have in mind is that a significant part of distribution costs are the margins that distributors require for the service they provide. This image is all the process that you should consider while thinking your marketing mix strategy. Thank you.